Hey everybody, there I was. It was my wife's birthday. We decided that we were gonna go eat something delicious. So I decided, hey, I want to take her to this nice, cool Japanese restaurant. And so I did. I took her to the restaurant. There was something on the menu that I specifically wanted to try. It was something that I had talked about before on my channel. Something that is so delicious. Something that defies the human mind. Something that is incomparable. Something you cannot understand. That thing is Wagyu beef. That's right, Wagyu beef. I had some. We get the Wagyu beef. We get the steak, the Wagyu steak. Okay, all right, okay, yeah, that's right. We get the Elden Ring of steaks, and it was very expensive, but it's okay because this was like once in a lifetime, experience. This was an experience for us. We wanted to feel things through our food. So I got some Elden Ring, and I got a picture. I'll show it right here. Here's the picture. That's me. Yeah, with my Elden Ring beef. We get our Elden Rings, and let me tell you, this was the best beef I've ever had in my entire life. Imagine, just imagine it. Imagine something you can't imagine because you've never had it. Sorry. Imagine this beef that is okay. It's not like a brisket where it falls apart, and it's not like it's been stewed or anything like that. It doesn't like just fall apart. It's still a steak. It still has chew to it, but it melts like butter. It melts like yeah. I don't want to compare it to anything because it's its own experience. But yeah, so you get that first bite, you stick your fork in there, and you're just like, oh, actually, we didn't use forks. Sorry, we were using chopsticks. I'm a fool. I'm an American. I get my chopsticks, and I grab it, and I stick the whole thing in my mouth. And oh man, that was the best thing I've ever had. Like, that first bite was just so glorious. It was amazing. It was the greatest thing I've ever had. But something was wrong. Something was wrong. And I can hear you saying, that's impossible. It's the greatest beef you've ever had. How can something be so wrong? You do not understand. I'm going to tell you right now. You don't understand because you haven't had Wagyu beef. So I was eating it, and I was just like, wow, this is so good. I was taking it like half bites because they chop it up for you in slices. By the time I got like the first half of the steak done, I was starting to feel sick, but also like I wasn't getting that same sensation I was getting at the beginning of the steak. Because that first bite was like glory from the heavens. By the time I got to that last bite, I was so full, so sick, and like tired of eating it. I got tired. I got tired of eating the Wagyu steak. I did not regret eating it. I did not regret getting it. And I still remember that being one of the best experiences in my entire life. But by the end of it, I was just like, oh man, like, I don't think I would eat this every day if I was given a choice. If you're not familiar, Wagyu steak is marbled in such a way that all of the fat and all of the meat is mixed together. But that's part of the reason why it's so delicious. But it also makes you sick when you've been trying to avoid grease and oil and fat. And so that's actually something I've been trying to do, because you can see right here, my big belly boy. You'll get sick if you ate it every day. And it really just reminded me of something. Something I haven't played in a long time. And it just reminded me of that, because I had compared it to Wagyu beef before in the past. So you see where I'm going with this. You understand the dilemma. Oh wait, there is no dilemma. I've already told you about the truth of Elden Ring. It's not as good as Outward. Here's the thing. Wagyu beef. It's the best steak you've ever had. So far. You aren't sure if there's a better steak. You don't even know if someone can make a better steak than what has been made. You don't know. This is just the best steak you've ever had before. This is just the best meal you've ever eaten. You don't actually know if there's something better than this. Yeah? Oh, yeah, okay. So I see I've convinced you about something. Elden Ring's really good. Yeah, I know. So here's the thing. Elden Ring, it is so marbled. I would say is the best experience of an open world game that has existed so far. Elden Ring being the greatest experience so far, not only is it littered with content and good content, mind you that, by the end of it, after you beat the capital, you're kind of like, wait, there's more? There's like 2 whole levels left after that. And you're just like, oh, and like, you're not really disappointed. You see what I'm saying? You're not really like disappointed. In fact, you're very surprised. And you're actually happy about the fact that you get to play this a little longer. But you've started to realize that there's something wrong. And you started to realize, I love this game, so what's wrong? Is it me? No, it's not you. It's not. It's the Wagyu beef. Elden Ring really is Wagyu beef in all the best ways and all of the worst ways. So I was right. Everyone. Give me a clap. Clap once. Just once. Just one time. Not a round of applause, just one clap. So there we are. That's Elden Ring. Elden Ring is the Wagyu beef. It's so good. Every bite tastes amazing for like until the very end. Right until the very end. Even the end pieces are so good. They're so good. So you're still eating it. But you've kind of been like, I've been eating this for 60 hours now at this point. I don't know if I want to eat this anymore. Maybe again, maybe. In fact, if I keep eating, I probably won't want to play this for a very long time. So. By the time I got to the end of Elden Ring, I was like, I don't really need to beat this game because I don't really need to play the game anymore. I've experienced it. I've had it. I've eaten it. I have eaten Elden Ring. And I loved it, and it was so good, and it was worth every cent, every cent. So let me tell you about a different experience I had. I went to a hibachi grill. This was after the Wagyu beef. I had the Wagyu beef on my head. I was like, nothing can be nearly as good as this meat that I've eaten and put into my mouth. It is so good. So I got a New York steak, and I was just like, it can't be as good as Wagyu beef. It can't be. It's impossible. That's impossible. So I decided to get the Sukiyaki steak. I really enjoyed it. I could have eaten that 2 days in a row. In fact, I brought some home for leftovers and I ate it, and it was so good. Ooh. But let me tell you something. I had a revelation. I had thoughts speak to me inside my brain. I had words conveyed to my mustache that doesn't exist. That's right. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. If I had to make a choice between Wagyu beef and a New York steak every day, let's say I had to eat steak every day for some reason, I would pick the New York steak. No doubt. No doubt. It doesn't matter how much it costs, all right? We're just taking cost out of the equation. I would be eating that New York steak every day. And I'm not just saying this because I've compared them to Elden Ring, okay? I really would. It felt more comfortable. It felt more real to me. It felt, I didn't get sick from it. I felt a lot better eating that New York steak than I did about eating the Wagyu beef. Now don't get me wrong here. The Wagyu beef was the best thing I've ever had in my entire life up to that point. I'm not saying the Wagyu beef's bad. I'm not saying Wagyu beef is bad. Not at all. I'm saying that a game that gets me to come back and play more, that's worth more than the best steak I've ever had in my entire life. Now, I've compared Outward to the Wagyu cow, and here's the reason. I really believe that Outward has so much potential for a Wagyu steak, but you can still make a New York steak out of that cow. You could do whatever kind of steak you want with it. Now that's the thing, okay? Look, you see what I'm doing here? You see my brain? You see what I'm thinking? You understand something here, yeah? So here's the thing. What is the Sukiyaki steak? What is it? Do you have one? Something that keeps bringing you back time and time again, something that you could eat every day over Wagyu beef. Currently, right now, thinking things in my brain, I don't know what my sukiyaki steak is. So why are we here? Why are you here listening to me bag on Elden Ring? Probably your favorite game. Probably what you might say, oh, it's my sukiyaki steak. Here's the thing. While I was playing Elden Ring, I kept thinking about wanting to play Dark Souls 3. Why would I do that? Why would I keep thinking like, oh, I want to go play through Dark Souls 3 again? Why would I do that? Do you see something here? Do you connect? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? This is important. Why would I? This is Dark Souls 4. Why would I play Dark Souls 3 again? What's wrong with me? I felt like I could just return to something that was comfortable, to something that I loved still, but something that, like was easy for me to digest. I loved it so much that I was willing to go back from Wagyu beef to try my sukiyaki steak. Dark Souls 3 is my sukiyaki steak. I didn't even think about it until just now. It's really cool. It's really interesting to see the similarities between these two steaks. It's really cool. So I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what your sukiyaki steak is. I want to know what your Wagyu beef is. Say Wagyu beef : my : and then sukiyaki steak, my gullet. That you could say that. That would be fine. That works. Although those aren't games, and really I just want you to talk about games. So that is a very bad analogy. Okay, let me try that again. You could say Wagyu : best game I've ever tasted in my entire life. I will swallow it whole. And then underneath that, you could just put sukiyaki steak, the game that makes me pee my pants every time I play it, just so I can feel warm again. This is your mission. This is your goal. This is your journey. And so this is what I want you to do. Okay. I'm going to compare every single game you've ever heard of to Outward. I'm going to tell you why Outward is better. I also want you to disagree with me. I want you to tell me I'm wrong. Like I've said in the past, I have prepared myself physically, but not emotionally. I don't know. I need some more passion in my life. So having you guys to give me some passion, I'd really appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, tell me how wrong I am. Go ahead and disagree with me so I can tell you how wrong you are. I also really want to give a nice shout out to my friend here, RPG Authority. He was so kind to mention me in his comments and be a good friend to me, so go ahead and check him out. He's a wonderful guy and he does some great videos.